Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? That's a weird way to start my podcast. Hey, happy Friday! Welcome to a new episode. I'm laughing because I'm feeling all sorts of emotions right now, and you're gonna know why in a minute. But I wanted to say, isn't it crazy how we say we want to take up space and shine and be magnetic and take up more space and be seen and have more visibility and grow and expand who we are and step into our most vibrant, powerful selves? Isn't it what we're all about when we're in self development anyway? And also entrepreneurs trying to grow something meaningful, trying to help more people. So we also want to grow. We want to have more clients, more impact, more visibility, more leadership. And then when the time comes, it's like, okay, yeah, but it's scary. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I want all those things that I just said, and I always want more of them. I see the journey that I've already done, but I see also all the journey that I still have left. And it's not like there is an end destination, right? But I'm always wanting to grow, always wanting to learn how to take up more space, be more myself, own my opinions even more, and just step into my power and feel confident. I think that's it too, right? It's like taking up space with my confident self. But then, even recording a fucking podcast right now, happens that I have my man just behind me. So if you heard him typing, it's because he's just behind me. And suddenly my energy's just shrunk. So isn't it funny how we say we want things, but then the things is being presented to us, but usually it's presented to us with a lot of challenges. So I was like, okay, fine, this is my challenge today. How can I still step into my power and be powerful and take up the space, even though I have some people behind me and I'm a bit distracted by it. Also, I'm recording with just the camera, so I see myself, and that's also very distracting. But I think this is a beautiful example. I remember back in the days where I couldn't have recorded a podcast or even a reel or even a story or anything where I'm talking to you guys, and simultaneously there were like someone else in the room, and we're talking about our partners. And I seen this reel recently. It was hilarious. It's from this guy who is like giving a lot of tips on how to grow on Instagram. He's amazing. His content is so good. This guy is called Brooke something. Anyway, and he shared this meme of like how it's impossible to record content in front of our spouses. And this one lady, she commented and she said, my husband saw me giving birth to 2 childs, but he won't see me recording a reel. And I thought it was hilarious because I could definitely relate to that. And I'm sure you can relate to that too. And maybe you are at different stages, right? There were a stage that even just recording a video was so scary. I remember my first video I will remember forever, because I joined this little training online, and in order to grow your business you had to show up on Facebook Lives. That was back in the days, like what the fuck, Facebook Lives. And was it live? I don't think it was even live, because I prepped for 5 minutes. Okay, it was a 5-minute video. And I prepped for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't remember exactly, but I remember it was way beyond the hour mark. I had my ex-partner, back then my partner, and I asked her to be outside of the room so that or I put myself outside. I don't remember. I think I went outside and I rehearsed for like an hour. And I had this script, everything written, but I scripted. And I remember my heart racing, and just this fear, but also this excitement of doing something new and something uncomfortable and something where we get to be seen. So we say we want to be seen, but then there is other steps on the journey. Now, of course, if you put a camera on my face, I would probably know what to do and say something, especially if you ask me a question. I always said, okay, that was my first experience recording a video, rehearsing for a whole hour, and then, getting so used to it and doing it over and over and over and over again that I got so comfortable to the point that I was saying, oh, if like national TV just comes into my house and I just woke up and they're like with the camera on my face, even if I just woke up, I will know how to say something and how to be on camera. That's the kind of confidence that comes with doing a task over and over again and becoming a master at it. It doesn't mean that you're like brilliant and that you're good at it, but you've done it so many times it's not scary anymore. But then you meet new edges. And definitely recording content in front of a partner was a fucking edge for me. And I know it's still for so many people. And it was so funny to see those people that have like high numbers of followers and like, you know, recording content all the time. And still it was an edge to be seen in front of their partners. So that inspired the topic of today, how even when we say we want things, sometimes the things are presented to us and we're not fully equipped, or we panic when the thing is presented to us. We say we want more success. We say we want more money. We say we want more clients. We say we want more love, more intimacy, more depth. We say we want more freedom. And when those things come, we can be sabotaging them just because we haven't built the capacity to fully receive them. And you cannot really prepare yourself. Like, you can prepare yourself, but you cannot entirely prepare yourself. You can do 50% of the work before receiving the thing. And then it's going to be 50% of the work while experiencing what you're experiencing. Let me explain. When I was manifesting love, I wanted to be so ready. I wanted to be done healing and so, you know, comfortable with myself and really like ready for the one. And I wanted to build my capacity to have more commitment and to be more open and to receive more intimacy in a way that I've never received it before. And so I prepped myself for many years. I've done a lot of work. And I think all this work is the reason why I manifested the greatest love story of all time with my amazing partner, my amazing man, who is just behind me. and now I have my baby crying. This podcast is going to be a hard one, but we keep it real, guys. I'm telling you, we're keeping it real. So I have baby now with me for the rest of this podcast. Let's come back to what I was saying. When I wanted to manifest my man, my king, the greatest relationship of my life, I wanted to be so ready. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you say you want to be a millionaire and you want to feel ready to hold all of this money, or you want to have the greatest sex life of your life and you like want to hold more pleasure and know yourself better and be so ready, or be on stage later. You want to speak on stage and you want to be ready to speak on stage. And part of it is 50% of the work. We get to prepare ourselves, because if we're not, like, this thing is never going to happen, because we're going to have all of our protective mechanism stopping us from actually wanting this thing. Like, we say we want it, but if we don't do the 50% of work to call it in and to be like, I'm ready, my body is ready, my nervous system is ready, I can hold it, give it to me life, then it won't happen. That's my belief. Then the 50%, the rest of the work is going to happen in the moment. In the moment when you meet this new guy at the gym and he's offering help, and suddenly, like, you get to practice. You get to practice what you learned in your courses and in your room by yourself and your meditation and your embodiment work, because this is real life. And now you got to say, yes, I would love your help. And stay open and keep your heart open, instead of saying like, no, I'm fine, because that's what you've done. And of course you rehearsed in your head many months to get to that point, but to do it in real life is like, you're going to do it with a little bit of discomfort, the same discomfort that comes when you do something for the first time. And it's cosmic burp over here. So, and nothing can actually prepare you for that moment. You cannot do more than those 50%. But what you can do is prepare for when it happens, which means not prepare to hold it, but know that it's going to be hard, that your body is reacting in a certain way. And know that when it's happening, you have the capacity and the trust in yourself that you can handle it, that you can handle the clients, the money, the success, the intimacy, the love, the commitment, whatever it is you're trying to manifest at the moment. And that when it's gonna come, you may have patterns of self-sabotaging that will come forward because it's too big. I don't know how to deal with that. And I thought I was ready. I thought it was what I wanted, but oh my God, it's a lot of responsibility, or it's challenging. It's a lot more challenging than I thought. It's a lot less glamorous than I visualized it. Because when we want to manifest something, it's usually because we feel the lack of, or we want more of something, and we think it's gonna relieve us from the pain. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, because I've talked about it with my friends so many times. You know, when you have this vision, especially when you're manifesting like big things in life, like a successful business, or like a big chunk of money, or the love of your life, or your dream house, or moving to another country, like those big things, those big steps in life. We have this tendency, at least I have it, and I still do, of like thinking like, oh my God, once I meet my man, everything will be perfect. And I don't actually think that. Like, my mind is smart enough, and I know you're intelligent. You're also very intelligent, and you know that it doesn't work like that, that life still is not all pink and rainbows and butterflies. We know it with our heads, but we still have this thing running in the back of our subconscious mind, thinking like, then it will be good, then I can relax, then I will be happy, then I will be fulfilled, then everything will be perfect. Almost, we tend to think that. And obviously, I'm not here to break a big news, but it's not true. When I met PL at the gym and we started dating, all the things that I worked on for so long, thanks God I worked on them, because otherwise we wouldn't have connected at all. But I had to practice them really hard. I still remember working through my commitment issues coming forward, and learning how to interact with a man, and having all of my fears, my fear of being ghosted and my fears of being abandoned, like all the things came up. But I have built enough capacity to hold that discomfort. One of my favorite things that I always said in my yoga classes back then when I was a yoga teacher is be comfortable within the discomfort. And I feel like so much of our lives is spent avoiding discomfort. But when we dive into that discomfort, this is where we grow. This is where then something that used to be uncomfortable is no longer uncomfortable, because we've done it so many times, and it builds this trust in ourselves. Like, I know I can do it because I've done it. And it's not about rehearsing it in your mind. It's not about visualizing it. It's that real life experience that show you with the real tangible proof that yes, you can do it. Yes, you can receive love. Yes, you can be more open. Yes, you can express your truth, have the hard conversation. Yes, you can handle more clients. Yes, you can handle more money. Yes, you can build your dream business. Yes, you can learn to be more sexy, more magnetic, to wear something different, and now it's your new style because you never dared to do it before. Whatever that is for you in your life. So I'm going to do my best to sum up this episode, because as you can guess, I'm very distracted. Now I have my man on the back, my baby on the front, and I'm still trying to follow through with my thread of thought. So let's sum up this episode, shall we? Basically, I think what we need to remember, if there is one thing that you can take away from this episode, is there is some work you can do. And it's important to do your 50% of the work of building your capacity in your nervous system, in your body, not in your head, in your body. Your body needs to be on board with your projects, with your dream life, with everything that you're claiming. And that is a lot of somatic work that needs to happen in the body. If you've never held it, if you've never experienced it, your body and your nervous system, which is basically the communication between all of your body and your mind and your brain, your subconscious mind, everything everything that runs in the background for you that you don't have a direct control of, which is not true. We do have control over that. We can do a lot of practices to regulate, but there are some instinctive automatic replies to the nervous system to protect us. So if something seems dangerous because it's new, it's uncomfortable, it's different, we've never done it before, so we don't know what's going to happen, this uncertainty and the fact that it's not predictable is a threat to the nervous system. Even if it's just fucking recording a reel where your life doesn't depend on it, you can have fun, but it creates this strong reaction in your body. And some people are more or less sensitive to that. Depending on how sensitive you are, your nature. I'm a very, very sensitive person. I feel everything so strongly. And I used to be a very anxious person. So I feel everything like it feels like I'm dying a lot of the time. And even a bright light or a sound or something can feel like such a trigger on my system, and I feel like it's a threat and I'm dying. I'm extremely sensitive, extremely, extremely sensitive. But also depending on your life experiences and what I found out in my own personal experience and the people I talk to, the more you have traumatic experiences, it's this weird thing. It's like you're more equipped if you worked on them and you overcame them. I don't really like that term, but you integrated them to yourself, and time has passed and everything. So you're kind of more equipped, and you're more equipped, and if another challenge comes up, you've already done it, so you're ready. But at the same time, the threats looks bigger because you have experienced trauma. And that's my personal experience, and some of my friends and people I worked with tends to be like that, so it might be different for you. But the point is, then it's knowing that if an uncomfortable, difficult situation comes up, you have enough trust in yourself to know that it's going to be so uncomfortable in the body. It's going to feel weird. My stomach is going to cramp. My breath is going to be shallow. My palms are going to be sweating. I'm going to feel uncomfortable. And that's okay. And that's okay because there is so much more on the other side of this too. So I guess that was my point today, is to encourage you to go after what you say you want, knowing and embracing this uncertainty, and knowing that your body is not against you. Your body is just trying to protect you, so you don't have anything to move away from or overcome your fears. I think overcoming your fears is the biggest bullshit ever. I think the only way to overcome your fears is just to walk along with them and just, do the things. The fears are going to be there all the time. I don't know one single human being that is fearless, entirely fearless, someone that fears nothing. Then this person will probably die very soon, because you would not be scared of jumping from the rooftop or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying here, but you feel me, the fears are going to be there. And the fear is nothing else but your protective system trying to do its job at protecting you, keeping you safe. So if you learned how to be the adult of yourself, the adult of that protection mechanism, and be like, hey, I got you, and I know how to find safety, and I can hold you, even if it's uncomfortable, I can hold you and you're still safe. This is what people mean when they say build your capacity for more. That's it. I think I kind of talked about everything that I wanted to share with you today. That's also a proof that if you have a message or something important in your life, your magic needs to be shared. And it's okay if it's messy, and it's okay if it's uncomfortable, but when you say you want more space, more things, more visibility, taking more space, and the time comes and you find yourself shrinking, this is your exercise to build more safety and then to go do the things, right? This is exactly what I've done today. I could have just given up on the podcast, or I even thought of going to the room, but the light was not as good. And I was just sitting here and I'm like, no, this is a good challenge. I'm challenging myself because that's also what I lead other women to do. So who am I if I'm not applying my own work, right? And also, it's interesting because every time you do that and you breathe through that and you calm your body and you show yourself that you can do it, you expand, you grow. And I think that's the whole point of that. So don't keep your magic safe, away, because people need it. Some people need you, and you don't have to be a coach and a mentor like me to do that. Like maybe it's just creating jewelries, or I don't know what the fuck you do. Or maybe if it's just being your most radiant, joyful self, but you don't really dare to do it because most people around you are not, they're a bit like bitter, and I don't know, maybe it's just wearing a new outfit and you really like it, but you shrink because you don't want to be seen. But that is your magic. That is the permission that you're going to give to other people to do the same and to be more confident. And I think this is how we start to change the world. Just that. That was a messy one again, but thank you for being with me on the journey. And I cannot wait to talk to you, because the other topic that I initially wanted to talk about is very, very, very interesting. And it's all about how people tend to oppose all the time feminine strategies and masculine strategies in business, and how they actually serve each other. So that's the topic for next week, probably. And I see you then and wish you all the best. And talk to you next Friday.